พาไปกินร้านนี่แหละมาเท็กซัสเซนทรัลเนียลของมากินร้านแต่ว่ามาบ่หมดจะว่านะ
It's amazing.
น้ำเพื่อนพระเจ้ารีไซเคิลได้น้ำดิเพื่อนไหลไหม้แต่พระเจ้ากับเปรี้ยวต่อมัน
I was definitely loud. Okay, I'm not gonna start embarrassing myself.
I
was definitely loud. Yeah, so I was like,งั้นคือ7 โมง7 โมงนี่เหรอมื้อวันจันทร์7 โมงแรง
ข้าวมือวันจันทร์
I made sure to buy the latest flight.
3-5 โมงเช้ายืนกันได้เวลาได้พี่น้องFirst time เลยนะพามากินนะเอ้า14คนมาด้วยกันเด็กน้อย2 คนยาย12 คน
We probably get one boat to ourselves.
Big family ฮะคนหลายๆมันเป็นบิ๊กแกน
พี่ลงมาบ้าง
แปดพริกแค่เพิ่มแต่อยู่มานี่นี่สิคีแบบนั่นแหละนี่มาด้วยกันนี่2 เล็กน้อยyeah tell me please say something this is first time back first time
so it's a good experience
yeah I'm excited you know เขาต้องเหมาเฮือเล่มหนึ่งเลยโลด Big family สิพาขึ้นเฮือเด้อบ่านี่พี่น้องพาไปเที่ยวน้ำกันเด้อขี่เฮือหลอกเมืองมาแล้วเล่มหนึ่งไปเล่มหนึ่งมาคือสิต่ำกันเนาะนี่เราสิขึ้นลำนี่ไปขี่เงือน้ำกันเด้อพามาลีนแอปเปิลไปขึ้นนะเอาคือไปนั่งเข้ามาแตกกรุ๊ปแล้วดินะแตกกรุ๊ปyeah we can sit right here so I can we go ก็ได้กรุ๊ปนี้
Before we get started, there is no standing, no smoking, keep your arms, legs, hands, and feet inside the wooden rails at all times. No running up and down the aisles. Now we do have 40 life jackets. Just stand up, walk right out. It's only about 3 to 4 feet. Keep your arms. Now we're going to start off the tour here by heading around the River Center Mall Lagoon. Our mall has 125 stores. There's a food court, an IMAX theater, a comedy club. There's also a purple store if you like purple stuff. That's all they sell. Apparently there's demand for purple things that I'm unaware of. Very popular. Also just opened up a Dave & Buster's, a Margaritaville, a Legoland. They've opened an aquarium called Sea Life. Some new things going on at the mall. It's also a new section of the river that we won't cover on the tour. It's an extra 1.2 miles that's been added in the last 12 years. It's called the Museum Reach, opened May 30th of 2009. Now normally you can get there by boat if you take one of our Rio shuttles. Unfortunately the Rio shuttles are not running, but if they were, they can. I'm not sure if that's up and running again yet. Also the San Antonio Museum of Art and the VFW, Post 76, the oldest VFW post in Texas, right there on the river and open to the public. So check out the Museum Reach if you get a chance. Now to the left here, over the mall is the Marriott River Center. That was built in 1988 when the rest of the mall was built. Only reason I pointed out, before it was there was another hotel there. It was the Fairmont Hotel, built in 1905. Now in San Antonio, we don't like to tear down any of our old buildings. So what they did with the Fairmont, they loaded it up on pneumatic tires and they moved it 6 city blocks to where it is today on the corner of South Alamo and Nueva. That move is in the Guinness Book of World Records for being the largest building moved that great of a distance. There were years of planning and paperwork. People lined the streets with coolers and lawn chairs. The whole thing was televised. Everybody wanted to see this building go down the street at 0.04 miles an hour. It was a big exciting time for the city. The week before the paint drying festival. The Fairmont's still in existence today. You can go check out the lobby. Over here to the right, you see a large bronze statue. That statue is San Antonio de Padua, or St. Anthony. Now, St. Anthony was a friar in the 12th century from Portugal. That statue was a gift from Portugal for the hemisphere of 1968. St. Anthony had a huge role when it came to the naming of this river. 1691, which is the feast day of St. Anthony. So they called the river the San Antonio River. Now prior to that, the river was known as Yanaguana, which is a Payaya Indian dialect that means place of peaceful waters. It is up to the right here. Through the trees up at street level, you'll see the top of the church steeple. That's St. Joseph's Catholic Church up there. It was built in 1868. And it was built by German settlers. Now back in the 1800s, this whole area was hugely populated by Germans. They wanted to have a church where they could have mass in their own language. So they built themselves a church. Now to this day, every last Sunday of the month, they do all the services completely in German. They have a choir that comes in by the name of Liederkreis. They sing all the hymns in German as well. I believe that was this morning. So if you're still yearning for a German sermon, you're going to have to wait. Out to the left here, you'll see the Hilton Palacio del Rio, or Palace on the River. Give you a little bit of history behind that hotel up there. So 1968, we had the World's Fair from San Antonio. They called it the Hemisphere. We had 7 million people coming to town for Hemisphere over the course of 6 months. We didn't have a whole lot of places to put them. And that hotel was booked solid 14 months before Hemisphere. All 500 rooms were completely booked. Now the big problem with that is there was no hotel there. It was just an empty space. So they needed to get a hotel built very quickly. What they did is they called on a graduate from Texas A&M University by the name of H.B. Zachary. And how he did it was about 8 miles south of here. He constructed every room, complete with the carpet on the floors, pictures on the walls, soaps in the dishes, towels on the racks, Bibles in the drawers. The beds were made. They loaded those rooms on flatbed trucks, drove them into town, hoisted them up by cranes, and stacked them one on top of another like Lego blocks. So that's going to. They completed the entire project in just 202 working days. And they took weekends off, so it was about 9 months' time. When they finished, it was just 3 days before. They really close call. And if you look at each of those rooms up there to the left, you see there's the walls, the floor. Next few months, the House of Blues will be moving in. Should be something to look forward to. One of the last remaining Mayan teen theaters left in the United States. We're about to go under Salinas Bridge, named after late singer Selena Quintanilla. She was photographed on this bridge, as well as Jennifer Lopez, played her in the movie Selena. Also partially filmed right up there.
What you want? This one.
The beige building over here on the right, that's the Motara Hotel now, but it used to be the home of the L. Frank Saddlery. From 1901 to 1923, they outfitted Teddy Roosevelt and the Rough Riders, as well as Mexican Revolutionary Francisco Pancho Villa. Right before World War I, they provided boots, saddles, and harnesses for the United States Army. And on the left is La Mansión del Rio, or Mansion on the River. It used to be the site of the St. Mary's School for Boys back in 1853. Then it was the St. Mary's Academy, then the St. Mary's Law School. In 1966, 2 former students from the law school purchased the building They remodeled it, opened it up for Hemisphere in 1968. Now we're heading under the Navarro Street Bridge. When we come out from under this bridge, I'm going to show you a really cool a lot of the nightlife is still shut down, but on a typical Friday or Saturday night, people will be lined up on the sides of the river, screaming at every boat that goes by, throwing things at boat divers. I would recommend that. Right in front of us in the Hyatt Regency, that was built in 1981. Now, the Alamo is just on the other side of the Hyatt. If you're interested in going, this is a great way to get there. So come around the bend, take a look to the left. You'll see these glass doors with the headers that read Paseo del Alamo. That's the passageway to the Alamo. It's the quickest way to get there from the river level. And it's a beautiful walk. The river goes through the building. When you go through those doors, you walk through a series of waterfalls and gardens. When you get to the top, it puts you right across the street from the front of the Alamo. Now, an interesting side note, when the Hyatt Regency was being designed, it had to meet strict height requirements. It wasn't allowed to cast a shadow on the Alamo at sunset. Building over here on the right is the Casino Club building. It was opened in 1927. It used to be a German social club. That later became apartments. There was a famous author that lived there by the name of Alex Haley. He wrote a lot of books that became movies. Probably most notably was Roots. He lived there. Also actor Tommy Lee Jones lived in that building for just a little while. And we're getting into my favorite part of the Riverwalk. This is River Square. This is where you're going to find the majority of the restaurants. All the tantalizing aromas. And normally we offer a dining boat service where you can go to any one of these restaurants and set that up, get a breakfast boat, lunch, dinner. If you just want cocktails, you can get a cocktail cruise. It's still on hold for a little while. Now, the Riverwalk was opened in 1941. It didn't look a whole lot like this. More of a city park. Let's take the family out on a picnic. The father and designer of the Riverwalk, Robert H.H. Hudman, he had a different vision for his design. So he put his office here in the building on the right. There are still a whole lot of little critters that live here that don't realize that this is man-made. We have tilapia, perch, catfish, sunfish, crawfish.
Crawfish, yeah. Crawfish.
You know, we've got turtles too. Turtles are nice. They built this waterfall over here to the right. Now, for some reason, the waterfall is not been switched on today. Just imagine water cascading off those rocks. Waterfall's there to keep the water flowing, keep it filtered and aerated, with all those little critters alive and well. Today, it's not doing any of those things.
Oh, okay.
Now, just to the right here, over the wall through the clearing, you'll see a tower. It's like the Jetsons' house up there. That's the Tower of the Americas. That was the centerpiece of the Hemisphere of 1968.
What is it?
The second tallest
Oh my God.
tower in the United States. And it's second only to the Stratosphere in Las Vegas. We're actually 16 feet taller than the Space Needle in Seattle. Stratosphere is 1,000 feet tall. Ours is 750 feet. Stratosphere has some sort of ride, a roller coaster, a bungee jump, or something on theirs. We have a restaurant on ours that spins once a hour. Quite as fast as a roller coaster. Got a pretty good view of the tower over here to the right. That section over there to the right takes you to the convention center, but that stop sign over there to the right says we can't go back there. Not exactly sure why. Must have been the stop sign. But that does just about take us to the end of the tour, almost back where we started. Make sure you take a look around your seats, make sure you haven't forgotten anything. Hope you had a great time on the tour. So you know, tipping is allowed, it's accepted, it's greatly appreciated. Thing tied and secured before you stand up. It lets you know when it's safe to stand up and enjoy the rest of your time here. It's beautiful weather.
โรงแรมอ่ะเอาไปไปซ่อมห้องน้ำมาดิซ่อมห้องน้ำลงมาแน่ป่านี่This is a family 14 of us I say 14 of us We have fun.
Are you vlogging?
Yes. You don't mind?
No, I don't mind.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I don't mind. Put a lot of my pictures in there.
All right. See it. รถบัสเขาจะกลับมาจอดเรียนค่ะ เวลาคนสิเมื่อเขาจะกลับมาขึ้นรถบัสเอง ม่วนหลายมานี่ท่านไผ่มาเซนทรัลยูเท็กซัสก็ได้ไปขี่เรือนี่ไปมาบ่ฮอดภาษาปัจจุบันมันเป็น history ของรัฐเท็กซัสโอ้สิเข้าไปในหม้อคือเก่า
Animal Plaza is what takes you out there. I could be wrong. You gotta go to the Walnut Street or Proctor Street. Up there, the Proctor Street, then you walk. Proctor is where you go to the animal.
All right. All right. All right. All right.
Show me the direction to the
So cute. Look at him. จุดฮอดตอนรูปยังน้อยเนาะ
They grow up too fast.
I know บ่อยากให้มันใหญ่มวนบ่มวน
When you young like,
ย่างหลายอยู่ตรงร้านเค้ก
it's okay.
มันเป็นได้แต่จอกเดียวนึงละเอาจาก2จอกนี่โอเคแล้วย่างหันมันยัง ย่างหันโลดไปพาเมือเด้อพี่น้อง ว้าว look at that โอ้เบิ่งอันน่ะต้นไม้พี่น้อง can see เบิ่งงามันว้าว look at that งามขนาดต้นไม้ต้นนี้นะโอ้จักปีนี่พี่น้อง100 ปีก็จักนี่กาย100แล้วนี่มีแต่ต้นไม้ใหญ่ๆอยู่แถวนี้เบียลดิ้งกับมีแต่เบียลดิ้งเก่าๆเด้อ100 ปีอัพพากันถ่ายรูป I know yeah ผู้ชายบ่มี picture เป็นคู่ต้นไม้เด้อนี่เด้อต้นไม้บักใหญ่เลยเสียงนกเข้าเด้นั่นต้นไม้นี่มันใหญ่น่ะงามก็เนี่ยเคยเห็นจักเทื่อต้นไม้ใหญ่ปลาโอ้บอกปลายิ้มนึกว่ามันบอกปลาตัวนี้ยิ้มนี่ก็ได้ดีเก้ปลาบักใหญ่ตัวซ้ำคนน้อยตอนข้าเจ้าตีเซิร์ฟสั่นตีเซิร์ฟกินเท็กซัสฟังเสียงนกนี้